Hi greedy 3Ds. I bought this Fengda unit here way back in May 2022, and I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see how this machine, how this spray booth has fared over all of that time. 4 months under 2 years, and this thing is used week in, week out. It's used constantly by me. If you recall way back then, and don't I look young, I put the thing together. It took me about 25 minutes. It comes flat packed. It comes with everything you will possibly need to flat pack it together. No glue needed. It literally clips in and you push it all together. And I bought this from Amazon for just around about £71, and it is around about the same price now. You can get this. This is the cheapest one on Amazon, £71.99, and I'll put a link in the description where you can get it from. It is a fully functional, fully working air booth kit, and this is it now, near enough 4 months under 2 years later, and all I've done with it is give it a bit of a rub down with a brush just to try to make it look as pretty as I can for you guys. It is still working absolutely perfectly. Yes, it's grubby, yes, it's a little bit dirty, but with all that time between and the regular use, you've seen my other videos, you see me spraying this all the time. With that kind of use, you would expect it to be a little bit dirty, wouldn't you? I would expect that. It's working fully though. It's working absolutely perfectly. The light works, the fan works, everything is absolutely rosy. No problems, nil, nada, nothing at all. It's working like the first day it came out of the box. Now the only thing I have done from a maintenance perspective is I've changed the filters in there, and I buy this generic filter which is a lot bigger. It's really cheap, 22 quid for shed loads of the stuff, and I just cut it down to size so that it fits in my Fengda air booth. It fits a treat, it does the job. The filters, I change them every month or so, depends when I need to change them really, but it's really simple and easy to do. All you need to do is literally take the plastic cover that comes out of the vent, hold it onto your new Brita filter, cut it to size, really simple, with a nice sharp pair of scissors, and then just put it together and feed it back into your air booth. Let's just see it working in action. I'm just going to use this candle and I'm going to blow it down. I've just put that new air filter in now, and you'll see that the smoke, as soon as I blow the candle out, it levitates towards the actual vent itself. Now I've turned the sound off here, so you're not hearing it running all the way through. It's turned down. It's not too loud at all. It's perfectly bearable, and it works an absolute treat. Just as another example, so you can see it's still working, I've just taken a bit of a tissue, if you will, bit of kitchen roll, and you can see it just sucks it straight to the top and holds it there really well. Absolutely no problem. I've had no problem with suction. It has worked from day one. It is working today as good as it ever worked. £71 for this investment, when you think this is the cheapest one we've got. Now the actual vent itself comes with a really long hose, a really long extendable hose, and all I do when I'm using it is just feed it out the window, and I've got absolutely perfect suction, getting rid of all those nasty, horrible paint fumes. So you can see here I'm using just some airbrush paint, and you can see when I spray it, it evaporates into the air, and then the suction unit sucks it up through the fan perfectly. I'm just going to do a little bit of spray painting here for you now, just doing a face of a couple of models, just so you can see in action with me actually spray painting. What I always do as well, always is wear a mask respirator. I do that anyway, and I would always recommend you do that when you do any kind of painting. But 99% of this stuff is going straight through the filter and outside into the garden absolutely perfectly. So you've seen it working with an airbrush, but one of the other questions I had is, does it work with spray cans? Does it work with rattle cans? Well, absolutely yes, it does. Again, you must wear a respirator, because this stuff, you can smell it, but you can see that the vapours, the fumes, the dirtiness is going straight up, and it's clearing the mist out of that air booth really quickly. You can see how quick it's clearing it. It is working perfectly. So from my perspective, I've owned this now since May 2022. I've used it pretty much every single week, time after time, and I can wholly and wholeheartedly recommend this Fengda BD-515 airbrush hobby spray booth. It is a cracking investment. If you're looking for a spray booth, I think you need to look no further. Well, I hope you found that useful. I think it's important in these reviews to come back to them a little bit of time later to see just how they're working, and know that your investment is still working. maybe years and years into the future. I hope you've enjoyed that, Greedy 3Ders. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, join the Patreon, and I'll see you next time on Greedy 3D.